Our first ever woman of action is Christina Carrega-Woodby, crime reporter, blogger, and much more. Now meet your host, Lenina Mortimer.
I want to talk about a little bit about your career in journalism. Can you tell me about what you do at the New York Post? You've been there for 7 years. What do you do there, and what kind of tips do you have for people who want to break in there?
Okay, as the court reporter, I cover Queens criminal justice generally, but before that, I was doing breaking news and covering all types of crime, front page stories. So that was a very interesting time frame, but very good to have as in my back pocket. Going back, I didn't think I wanted to do crime reporting. You know, I just knew I needed experience in journalism, and I had internships where they had me behind a desk and doing, you know, inside office work, but I knew this wasn't what the full capacity of journalism was. I wanted to get my hands dirty. So crime reporting is the best way to get into figuring out the who, what, where, when, why, and hows of journalism, in my opinion.
Okay.
So
now, do you have any tips for you know, people out there who want to get into journalism, break in there?
Well, it's a lot different. Even though I've only been in the field for 7 years, it's a lot different now. I would say every student or person that's a freelancer should have a website of their own.
Okay.
To do their own writing.
Check. Okay.
Website, a blog, do their own writing, like rewrite a story they love in their own way so they can practice their own writing style, and always be in tune with the publication that they want to be a part of to get their writing style down pat. Outside
of career and journalism, I know that you are a board member of the New York Association of Black Journalists.
Yes.
So I really want to touch on a hot button issue lately of lack of diversity in the newsroom.
I've been meeting a lot of diverse student journalists, and I don't know what happens from when they're in school to their internship to trying to get that job.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on in between that area, but something is not connecting, and I don't know exactly what it is, but at least for me, whenever I get a student's email, and I get it very often, where they're like, hey, can you get me into the Post, or how can you help me out?
Sure.
I have to really read the person very closely before I even consider passing their resume along, you know, because that's my reputation on the line too. So if you're sending me a resume and it's out of whack, spelling errors, things are just not looking right, I'm not going to pass you on, and I'm not going to say, oh, they're black, let me give you them, just because. You got to earn your way. So I don't know what's going on with individual students of color where it's not translating to another. I don't know, but I do my part by at least trying to help students get their foot in the door.
I've always been the only black person in the newsroom. And I've been doing this for about 6 years. And so I don't want to say it's lonely, but however, there are some jokes that I can't share because they just fall flat. Jokes about hair. No one gets it. They don't get me. Why don't they get me? But also, there's also this idea that there can only be one of us. It's like the token. And
that makes me sad.
But I find that, here's an analogy. I ride the New York City subways every day, and during rush hour, it gets crowded. The doors open and you step in, and you're able to step in. There will always be a way for them to make room for you. Everybody will just move to the side just a little bit. And I think that we can take that approach of just try.
I like that.
Try. Christina, you've got a blog out. Can you tell me more about it? What's it all about?
It's called Aria Twist. The twist part means the way it should turn out, and the it could be weddings, baby showers, engagement parties, anything that's an event. This is the way I believe it should turn out. People don't understand the dynamics it takes to plan an event, and as a novice event planner that I was maybe 2 years ago, I felt that there are certain bumps in the road that people should understand. And aside from anecdotes about guest lists and picking out the venue and little things you should have, like a notebook with you at all times during your process of planning, I cover celebrity engagement announcements, wedding ideas that they're throwing out there. Like Pharrell recently got married to his wife, and they had a ceremony in Florida,
Mm-hmm.
and one of the ideas they had was asking their guests their shoe size.
Mm-hmm.
And I figured, you know, they're probably going to have like Chanel or Manolo Blahnik
Or you're
type
going to give
of,
a bunch of like red bottoms out, like you get a pair, you get a pair.
But I feel like the everyday bride can have that same idea for their own wedding if they have it on the beach or in a forest or even in a garden at the botanical gardens, if you will. So I give an idea as to the cheaper way to have the same idea that a celebrity would have.
Okay.
Yeah, go to Dollar Tree, get a bunch of those things. It's the same idea.
You mean like the flip-flops they give out when you go get your pedicure?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, even better, there's more of a platform, not just a flat surface. That's just, not that.
Okay, fine.
Yeah.
No judgment, if that's what you want to do.
Hey.
So do you have any event planning tips for us that you can share?
Researching and not taking the Yelp reviews too seriously. Sometimes people have another agenda when they put a review out there, and it may not be your experience. Everybody gets their own experience in different areas. So I would say research and go out there on your own to figure out what you want to have for your event.
So what inspired the blog?
Well, I got married recently. I planned the wedding myself and my fiance at the time. But putting things together like the invitations, the favors, getting the florist, researching the venues, and doing all of these different dynamics of things, I realized that it's a lot. And for any everyday person, it's still a possibility. You don't have to hire somebody and waste money on an event planner per se.
Christina is a woman of action because in her career, she brings a voice and opinion that isn't always heard. She inspires me to speak up and to join the conversation and to write my message on the arena wall. And I hope this show inspires you to do the same. Thanks for watching, and there are more videos to come, so check back soon. Like us, love us, share us. Bye.